Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And on the docket for today, we have a grab bag of sorts to get to. We have Chase or Amex and Marriott sending out new surveys on the business side. We have Chase opening a new Sapphire Lounge in Vegas, of course. We also have the Discover categories for Q1 of 2026. All that and more. So of course, if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we will lead off with a PSA for all my fellow bank promotion hunters out there. Now, this will likely only apply to you if you follow the second channel, Run on the Bank, or the website profitablecontent.com, which, they're both pretty decent if you want to make even more money. But this is an announcement from KeyBank and Laurel Road. Now, we've covered Laurel Road a few times because they've had a checking promotion. They've had a savings account offer as well. I believe they've always been underneath KeyBank, but they've been operated separately. Well, now, as you can see from the notice on screen, the memo, KeyBank is bringing them back in-house. So one look, one experience, one KeyBank. You get the gist of it. Laurel Road and KeyBank are uniting our services. So this is going to be official in March of 2026, which means Laurel Road will just be kind of converted or rolled into KeyBank. Now, again, not a huge deal. I haven't even necessarily seen their checking offer in a while or their savings one, which sucks because the savings was on my list eventually to do. But the checking one, they had always ran a continued promotion where if you kept sending them a direct deposit every month, they would give you a few bucks. I think they caught on eventually and they made it a real direct deposit, so I don't know how many of you out there are still doing this. We don't even really need to drag this segment out this much. Again, PSA done. March of 2026, that will go away. So that is you. Hope you are able to cash in, but you will now be a KeyBank customer. All that to say, well, I guess one more thing on that. If you're not currently a KeyBank customer and you're Laurel Road, you're going to want to go check out profitablecontent.com. Again, shameless plug. But we do have the KeyBank checking promotion over there. You would probably want to sign up for that now as a new KeyBank customer versus getting brought in and then you're an existing customer and you can't get that offer. They also have the business one as well that I did. That one might still be going on. So there you go. That's of interest to you. There's some money to be had. Now, someone who was giving out a lot of money and is now pulling back on this is Redstone Credit Union. Now, you may remember Redstone because they popped up again on the bank promotion side, and they were like a small credit union in like Tennessee and Alabama, but they had a really, really good credit card that folks liked. So during that first bank promotion, it was a number of years ago when the bank promotion was nationwide, folks were able to pick up this card as well. Well, now they are, capping this. And you're not missing out if you don't have it because since that bank promotion, they've really tightened the ship down. And you can now only get into the credit union if you're in their footprint. But again, some of you may have this card. So again, we're talking about the Redstone credit card. So what you have now is 5% on restaurants and gas, 3% on groceries, wholesale clubs, utilities, phone, and streaming, and 1.5% on everything else. Now, the good doctor is telling us this will change to 5% back on a category of your choice: travel, Amazon, restaurants, home improvement, and more. There's a $1,500 cap per quarter. Defaults to restaurants if you don't choose for Q1 of 2026. After that, no category if you don't select. Playing hardball there. 2% back on gas and groceries, 1.5% back on all other purchases. Now, at the time of taping, this is not live on the website, but in the doctor we trust. Now, with this one, I remember there's being something weird with their points where they were giving, I think this must have been the first iteration of their card, where they were giving very high multipliers, but if you went down and did the points math, it was a little bit different. But overall, you can see why the folks who have this card want to hang on to it. So, unfortunately, some bad changes there. Still somewhat useful as a 5% card in picking your category, but clearly not nearly as powerful. I think I did have a checking account with them, but they charged a fee for it. So I ended up closing because I didn't want to go through and make it fee-free every month, and that's why I never got one. So there's that. But if you want a card, that's tried and true and does not nerf itself, well, then you might want to check out Discover because we do have their categories for the 5X calendar. Again, this is going to be for Q1 of 2026. We say it every year. It's very cliche. It always seems weird to say, and we're going to screw up saying 25 and 26 for at least the next few weeks. But either way, they're out with their category, so let's take a look at what we have to play around with in the new year. And we've got grocery stores, wholesale clubs, and select streaming services. So overall, I mean, not really a bad haul. Grocery stores, obviously everyone has to eat, plus they sell gift cards. Wholesale clubs, obviously is not going to work at Costco. Why they'll never just say that directly, I don't know. But again, Costco is a Visa only shop there. And select streaming really doesn't seem to be worth the switch over, I would say, but grocery stores should be fine, of course. We'll see what Chase comes up with in a week or two's time. I have a Discover card. Because I already have the AAA Daily Advantage, I'm probably not even going to bother swapping into the Discover for it. I use that for groceries. Being a single person, I never come near the $10,000 cap anyways. But if I need to make a gift card run or something, again, being a single person, I don't have need for wholesale clubs. Back in the day, I used to take my dad's Sam's Club membership, buy candy bars, and then sell them at school. So if this was going on back then, but I guess I was a youngster and couldn't have had my own credit card back then. This is like ages 14 through like 17 type. That'd be the high school time. So there's a fun fact about myself. Now, if you don't want cash back in the form of Discover, you might want United Miles. If you want United Miles, well, Bilt has something of interest for you. So we take a look at this press release from the Chase United cards will now earn 2x miles if you're making rent payments through Bilt Rewards. Now, it's definitely important to note that the 3% processing fee, from my understanding, still applies to this, so keep that in mind. However, they do have a fun press release. So when you pay rent through Bilt with your participating United Mileage Plus Chase card, you're earning 2 total miles per dollar back, up to $50,000 worth of rent payments per calendar year. Think about it. That monthly rent payment you're making anyway just became your next annual friends trip or visit from home from the holidays. That could be it. These are the participating cards. So you've got the Gateway, the Explorer, the Quest, the Club, and then the United Presidential Plus. I don't even know which that one is, but okay. There you go. You've got those. So those are the participating cards. Again, I have a press release and an FAQ linked in at profitablcontent.com. So overall, I mean, yeah, the 3% part is going to suck. However, if you're just picking up one of these cards and you have rent, well, it could be an easy way to hit the intro offer, plus pick up a few extra points. And again, depending on how you value United Miles, this could still be worth it. Also, there's the point of if you're trying to get spend your way to status, I think that could also be something to consider over there as well. So I wouldn't necessarily, I would consider it if you have an intended use for the points, or if you're going after status, then just do a little bit of math and see what you're valuing the points at. But I imagine it's probably not going to be too terrible, especially if you can pick up a new card, get an intro offer, that kind of thing. But maybe, you just don't like any of these credit card stories. I don't know why you're here, but I thank you for sticking with us. But if you don't like any of these credit card stories, or you just like to see how the other half lives, well, you might be interested in this next one. This is from Klarna. Klarna is one of those buy now, pay later services. They're really gaining in popularity as like an alternative for credit cards, namely because, I think I just saw an interview with one of the CEOs on CNBC, and the whole pitch they're making is, credit cards put you on the treadmill of payments, and it never ends, which is a choice really, but neither here nor there. So one of the greatest things that credit cards always has going for them is like, well, yes, but you use us, you get rewards points and cash back. Well, Klarna has something to kind of combat that, more or less. If you take a look at this, you can see their press release, and what they're doing is they're rolling out tiers, or like membership tiers is what they're calling them. So as we kind of said in the beginning ramble part of the story, the U.S. offers an alternative to the traditional credit card model. While credit cards have long provided rewards and benefits, they've also contributed roughly $1,000 in household fees in 2024, with total U.S. credit card debt of $1.2 trillion. I always think that number is somewhat misleading because, again, as soon as your statement cycle closes, technically you are in debt, but it doesn't really count. I think they should be counting how many people carry a balance, but I don't know how they'd get that information unless the card companies were going to report that to them. So Klarna's memberships deliver premium perks, including airport lounge access, travel insurance, lifestyle subscriptions without taking on debt or hitting spending requirements. So let's just look at what we got. So there's a premium tier, $20 a month for more than $3,000 in perks and benefits per year. Subscriptions to any of the following: audiobooks.com, Blinkist, Care.com, ClassPass, Clue, Condé Nast, Vogue, and GQ, Headspace, Laundry Heap, and the New York Times, and Piscar. I don't know what a lot of those are. 1.5% cash back everywhere when using Klarna Balance, global travel protection, and a 16-gram metal card in silver or black. Wait, there's more. The max tier, $50 a month for more than $5,000 in perks and benefits per year. Subscriptions, any of the following: A Small World audiobook, is they're basically the same there. So we don't need to go through all those. 2% always on cashback when using your Klarna Balance. Comprehensive travel, rental car, and cancel for any reason protection. Unlimited airport lounge access worldwide via Lounge Key Pass. Has 1,800 lounges and travel experiences, and an exclusive 16-gram rose gold metal card. They also have transfer partners, weirdly enough, that the doctor was saying on his post. I think it's like Air France, British Airways, and a few others. They're not great rates. So there you go. I mean, overall, it's funny. They're trying to copy credit cards, but they also copied the worst part of the credit cards, which is these annual fees, or these are monthly fees. I mean, this is quite steep to pay monthly, and they copied the coupon book as well. They're copying the wrong thing. Like, this is like sitting next to the dumb kid and copying their homework, and you put all the answers down and they're wrong. This is just terrible. I mean, yeah, sure, the cards are metal. And this show has a saying: if your card is metal and you're telling me it's metal, it's either expensive or terrible. I think that still holds true. Platinum card, expensive. Sapphire Reserve, expensive. These cards, metal, they're terrible. I think that just holds true of metal card. There's a handful, like, sure, the Wells Fargo autograph is like a metal flimsy card. The Amazon Prime card, there's always exceptions, but I think this holds true. These are not very good. Unfortunately, I think they'll get quite a few people to sign up for these. These buy now, pay later things are on a run. I mean, good for them, I guess, but there's nothing here. I mean, the rare person who likes all these services, then maybe, but I don't know anyone. I haven't heard of a lot of these, but again, could just be me. So I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. Now, speaking of someone they could have copied their homework better, is Chase. Chase, because Klarna, they had the airport lounge access. Chase opening another lounge. This time, this one is in Vegas. So you've got the Harry Reid International Airport. So luckily enough for us, the points guy went there and took some pictures of it, so we can kind of scroll through. I'll put the pictures up as we talk about. Overall, I mean, again, as we always say, everything looks good when it's new, and I think this one does look fine. So this is located in Terminal 1, Concourse C, in between gates 23 and 24. It's open daily from 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. And overall, let's see, what do we say? Landscape spans 2 stories, measures about 5,400 square feet, and offers seating for up to 87 people. That doesn't really seem like a high number given how popular and fast these things fill up and how much they've been pushing the Sapphire cards. 87 people doesn't seem like, I don't know if that's a capacity. You can only do that many people, but again, you look at it, I mean, you look at the pictures, again, all compliments of the points guy. I mean, again, it does look very nice. Nice spread. The food looks decent enough. I mean, so, again, I would say this is probably, a good step above Priority Pass lounges. I haven't been to too many Centurion lounges, but to me, this seems like it would be on par with them. A decent place to hang out and wait for a flight. I just think you're still worrying about the overcrowding of it all, especially at that size. I could be wrong. So if you ever find yourself traveling through there, you'll have to let us know. Write in, let us know how your experience is. There are some early comments when the doctor had his post, and folks were saying around the similar thing, like, hey, it's pretty nice. Is it as nice as maybe the revamped Centurions? Probably not, but does it really need to be? I don't think so. I think that's plenty nice, but again, you let me know what you think down below. So you've got another lounge to explore and try to squeeze out a little bit more value from that super high Sapphire Reserve fee. Now, someone who's going to make it a little bit harder, potentially, our last story to squeeze out value, and that is American Express, of course. So American Express and Marriott are back with a survey, this time for the business side of the house, which they do have one business card. I'll put it on screen for you in a second, or I'll just do it now. because I didn't really get the questions about this. I just saw the survey, and I didn't get the questions that they were asking. However, it's been reported that the gist of it is like, hey, would you like to pay for a $600 card? And of course, you'll get, a bunch of random benefits here and there to help offset the card type deal. Now, again, they've sent out this stuff before. I went back on Reddit and I found they sent out a survey about this like a few months ago, I want to say. So maybe this is just another round of new folks. I'm not really sure. But if you take a look at it, again, the current Marriott business card is pretty good. I'd say it's $125. I mean, they give you 6x back on all the Marriott cards, but you got 4 back on restaurants, gas stations, phone services. So good categories for businesses and 2 back on everything else. And they do give you that gold elite status as well. Not really what it used to be, but honestly, if you go through the Marriott lineup, I think it's the cheapest way to get that base status. Well, silver is technically the base. So overall, I mean, the survey, I can't imagine them taking this current card and going from 125 to 600. That's way too much of a price shock for many people. Sure, inflation and whatever increasing 75, 100 here and there. Yeah, I think that's, I wouldn't say reasonable, but it's more accepted than jacking it up to all the way to $600. What I can definitely see them doing is just adding another card or two, because we've already seen if a person will pay $600 for the Brilliant, which is a decent card in my opinion. It's expensive for my taste, but the Brilliant is a good card, for the right person. Why would you not have a business version as well, especially when expenses just work differently for businesses? How many you're billing it back to a client, you're putting it on your taxes, this, that, and the other. So it makes a lot of sense. I would assume it just becomes a carbon copy of the Brilliant. I mean, like a business version, which how like the Venture X is, very similar to the Venture X business. I think they do something like that. Maybe you tweak the multipliers a little bit like you have on this one to be a little bit more business focused. But yeah, I could definitely see them doing it. And then people will probably get it, especially if there's a way to double dip the personal and the business and get those award night credits that help you get towards status. I can see people doing that, trying to make a run between the two to push themselves up to even ambassador elite maybe. So that's the latest survey. Again, not much to go on there. They'll absolutely make more tiers. It just makes sense. It's actually been weird that they only have a $125 card on the business side. And they have usually 4 tiers on the personal side. So I can definitely see that happening. If you're a Marriott faithful, I am. I just don't like to pay that much money for cards. Let me know what you'd like to see about it, what you thought about the Sapphire Lounge, and your best shots about the Klarna thing at the buy now, pay later, man, those guys. Anyhow, that's been the news for this week. So, of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. And, of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was on credit and finance. And, of course, every single day over on Profitable.content.com, which, as we said in the beginning, is, of course, the channel's blog. We have the latest news stories, plenty of bank promotions, like those key bank ones we talked about, and credit card offers. So if you want something you see here, definitely go give it a look. We do appreciate it. But as always, guys, that'll do it for this one. So as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.